the tube. How is everybody doing today? It is cold and rainy here. I don't like this time of year. I like the sun. I'm missing the sun. Ooh, you got it, Willie. It's hump day. Yeah. So, Cheryl is not going to be with us today, unfortunately. Hey, Bug. She got a last minute appointment with oral surgeon. If you don't know, all her wisdom teeth decided to come in at one time. So she was at the dentist this morning, and then they were able to get her in to see the oral surgeon at the time of our sale. So really hoping they can get that extraction scheduled soon, because I know she has been miserable with that, because nobody wants to be in pain. Hey, Beth. What are you up to? So I hope you guys have been perusing things. I did add a few things new by now. If you haven't seen them, I listed, and I'm going to leave them in the sleeve. Hopefully you can see them. These little German die cuts. So I have 4 sets of 6. So it's like, I think it's 3 little boys and 3 little girls that are in that Thanksgiving German die cut lot. You can see this one has the printed in Germany. Right, Beth? I know. Yesterday, people were bugging me all day. I was just like, you need help? Why do you need all this help? How dare they, Beth? We all know. We all know. We all bow. You gotta, you know what you gotta do? We gotta get you a tiara barrette. So you can just say, did you see this? Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh gosh. I found these cute little cards that I thought we could use as package toppers. So, we'll look at a couple, and then, they may show up in your package. Oh, yeah, I know, Bug. My husband's still in KC, so I'm dealing with the house stuff. They decided to tear up the street this past week. I still need to go look at the bottom of my driveway and make sure they didn't tear my driveway up when they were doing said street repairs, because I thought they were going to flip that Bobcat. They were out there yahooing around, and I was not impressed. Was not impressed. So I have been trying to work my regular job, do all the haul videos for this stuff, deal with all the pets, deal with all the household stuff without said spouse. So I'm just like, and this time of year, any of y'all that live up towards the north, it's a really bad time of the year to have to deal with all the special chores that need to go on. I've already had the sprinklers winterized. We need to stay on the mowing, the mulching, because the leaves are falling. And there's a couple external things that need to get done before freezes start hitting. And of course, what does my husband do? He ordered some plants. And so now I got to go find some pots and some potting soil. I'm like, it's November, dear. So, all right. So these flashcards, it's called the box of general ignorance. Everything you think you know is wrong. So this one is geography. Where does Santa Claus come from? Willie, he filled all the pots and soil already. He already filled them. And these plants are supposed to go in the ground. So I'm like, why are we putting them in pots? I don't know. It's because the darn bunny out there is eating his plants and he's so mad. All right, everybody. I got Bugs guess. Who else? Who else knows where Santa Claus came from? No cheating. No Googling. No cheating. Where did Santa come from? All right. You ready? Right. Depending on your age, the answer is likely to be the North Pole. How old are you, Beth? Lapland or Coca-Cola. None of them is right. Santa, like St. George, is Turkish. Who saw that one coming? St. Nicholas, the real Santa, lived and performed miracles in what is now the sun-baked town of Demir in southwestern Turkey. His most famous miracles usually involve children. In one, he restored to life 3 children who had been chopped up by the local tavern owner and kept in a brine. What? Being kind to children explains his suitability as a Christmas saint, but Saint Nick is also the patron saint of judges, pawnbrokers, thieves, merchants, bakers, sea travelers, and oddly murderers. What? Santa's official post office is in Romani, whatever, capital of Lapland. He receives 600,000 letters a year. Yeah, that was a little depressing. Not gonna lie. You want this for your package topper? Just saying. It's coming in someone's package. All righty. Let's get started. She might ban me, Willie. Alrighty. First up, we've got this gorgeous framed needlepoint. It's in a antique wood frame. Now, the frame itself is in relatively good condition, except for this one little spot down here. But, I still love this frame. And I do think, if you put a little bit of rub and buff, it wouldn't even be noticeable right there. I think these frames are always damaged. It's very hard to find one that's not damaged. It is a wood frame. It is totally backed, ready to hang, but it is a beautiful piece. There are no stains or anything. Perfect. you know, if you have a botanical gallery wall, or go in a bedroom or even a bathroom. It'd be pretty in there. So and just to let you know, my plan is to bring all the Texas treasures here first, give y'all first dibs before they go anywhere else. So I'm going to start it. So I just love finding these. I don't know what it has been lately. I've been finding this kind of stuff like crazy. It's strange. So, yeah, it is gorgeous. And like I said, it's not stained or anything. So, which is very surprising. So, all of these items will also move over to the buy it now. So, next up, I found one of these and then I found another one. And I thought, well, I'll do them as a choice. These are gorgeous. They're stained glass cross votives. So you would put your little candle back here. So I found the red one first, and then I found a green one. And they're both, you know, slightly different. This one has a little more ornate brass work around it. So the only difference, this one is in green with a little different brass work. This one has a little center in the red. So I thought I would offer them as choice. Perfect time of year to get this out for display, or even year round if you have a religious area, like where you display some iconography. So I'm going to start those. These are absolutely gorgeous. They are glass and brass. They're very, very pretty in person. But I thought it was funny that I found one week, and then a couple of weeks later, I found the other one. Like, who knew? So, next up is one of my favorites. Beth was with me when I found this. Well, but you know what's nice about those? You can dress them up or dress them down. I mean, I could see those in a farmhouse setting as well as Victorian. You know, I could see those pretty much in any kind of display. I found this gorgeous vintage ormolu trinket box. It is in amazing condition. The velvet is still in really, really good condition on this one. Y'all lucky I'm letting this go because I tend to hoard these things. These are my favorite. I love to find these and display like my Victorian jewelry in them. So we're going to start that one. I know they're not for everybody, but I just love them. I think they're so pretty. And like I said, this one's in really good shape. And it's getting harder to find the older ones. You can see, you find the reproductions on occasion, but it's hard to find the actual old ones. All right. This next one, we do have a pre-bid on it. This is super cute. I was really surprised. Hey, girl. Oh, you know, yeah. Yeah. We could do that, but you might, but Willie, you would like, I don't know, you would be dribbling. All right. Look at this, guys. Have you ever found one this small? I found a larger one, a much larger one with shelves in it. But I found this little itty bitty one. It is so cute. It's in really good shape. The door still latches. The hinges are still intact. Super, super cute. I cannot wait to see what Lamar puts in there. You know, a little pixie would be cute in there, or like one of those little frozen Charlottes. I mean, there's so much you can do with these. I love this one. So we're going to start that one. It's just the perfect little size to just tuck in somewhere. I mean, I kept thinking, I had all the little things that could be displayed in one of these. All right, so this one is going to Lamar. Should I send him the Santa card? All righty. So this next one is going to be a choice. I found these in Shelly's booth. Tina, Shelly, Beth, which I don't. What name do we call her? I call her Shelly. But I think her name is Tina, right? I don't know. Look at these. How mid-century are those colors? That vibrant orange enamel and gold tone. So we have a fish, and then we have a dolphin. Now, the only ones I have found have been ashtrays. I don't think these are ashtrays because there's no indention to rest, your cigarette. So I'm not really sure what these were used for. But what I do know is these were made in Israel. And they were done, from what I can tell, they were late 60s, early 70s. So we have a choice of those. I just thought those were so cool. And they'd be great colors for this time of year, just to use as little trinket dishes, I guess you could put nuts in them. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to find this exact set. I found similar, but not this exact one. So, alrighty. So, next up, we have this gorgeous, gorgeous tapestry. This is in really good shape. This is like a Spanish Moroccan type theme. These are beautiful. Like, I've seen people turn them into pillows. I've seen them just frame them and hang them. I've seen people just use like the tapestry. You get like a cafe rod, and you get the little clips, and you can hang it up on your wall if you want, or recover something with it. But it's in really good condition. There's no rips, there's no stains, nothing to this. I absolutely love finding these. And I wish I was crafty. I could hot glue it. I don't know. Although I say that, I do have sewing skills. I just don't want to sew anymore. I like to see others do those activities. Is it? I mean, it's not, when I look at it, it's not, it does have a border around it. I mean, it's made in Belgium. So I don't think that, it was cut out. Like, I don't think something was, like it was salvaged, because there is an edging all around it. But yes, I have seen this piece, but I do think it's beautiful. Alrighty. Next up, I found this down in Texas as well. It's that time of year. Look at this beautiful, beautiful merino wool scarf. This is an older one. You can see riches of West Germany. So no moth holes or anything in this. It's in great condition. Beautiful colors. Oh, I know, Beth. It is quite nice. So I'm going to start that. I love the colors. It's like the way the red and the blue mixes in, kind of like a purplish tone to it. Won't be long before we're going to be wearing these up here. I'll probably have to do like a, I've had my lightweight scarves. I have a whole box of winter wool and cashmere scarves. So it's about time for me to start busting those out and getting those up and listed. Let's see. Do we have another question? We've got arts and sciences, geography, history, or science. What category should we go to? Anybody? Arts and science? Well, it's art and letters, geography, history, then science. It's not, it's one or the other, Beth. Or do you want a card from each? Science. Alrighty. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, 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 miny. How many galaxies are visible to the naked eye? How many galaxies are visible to the naked eye? Anybody? Is that with or without glasses? All right. 5,000, 2 million, 10 billion. The answer is 4. Although from where you are sitting, you can only see 2, and one of those is the Milky Way, the one we are in. Given there are estimated to be more than 100 billion galaxies in the universe, each containing between 10 and 100 billion stars, it's a bit disappointing. In total, only 4 galaxies are visible from Earth with the naked eye, and only half of which can be seen at once, 2 from each hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, you can see the Milky Way and the Andromeda, while in the southern hemisphere, you can see the large and small Magellanic clouds. Some people with exceptional eyesight claim to be able to see 3 more. M33 in Triangulum, M81 in Ursa Major, and M83 in Hydra, but it's very hard to prove. The number of stars supposedly visible to the naked eye varies wildly, but everyone agrees that the total is substantially less than 10,000. Who's counting 10,000 stars to the naked eye? What? I mean, I probably stop at like 20 and then I just say a bunch. We see a bunch. And I want to know, those people that got that eyesight, what do they eat? What do they eat? They eat a lot of carrots? I don't know. I'm just saying. That's funny. That is funny. It is very interesting. And it's kind of funny because when you start listening to the answer, I'm like, vaguely remember the studying the Andromeda and all that. Those words sound a little familiar. Right? See, that's what, Cheryl would mark a pull of me while I was counting, and I'd be like, what the fuck? Where was I? All righty. Next up, Beth was with me when I had them open this case. Look at this. Look at this little chain mesh purse. It's in great condition. I find the silver ones, but I don't find the gold tone ones. And I'll be honest, when I first looked in the box, I thought it was silver, and they pulled it out, and I'm like, it's gold tone. So I don't know, Beth. That box, something about that box seemed to be changing the color, but it's in really good condition. Now, when I did some research on these, they did appear to mostly come from West Germany, but I can't guarantee this because it's not stamped. Now, somebody, I do believe, tried to do a repair with thread. If it were me, I would just sit down with a pair of needle nose pliers and just fix it because all the pieces are there. They just need to be hooked back together. So I just wanted to point that out. But, these things are usually pretty roached out when you find them. So this one is in really, really good condition. And, it's tiny. It's like 2 by 2. So if you do, like a Hollywood Regency, or you have Ormolu boxes, like this one. I mean, how cute is that on one of those mirrored glass trays? It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the pictures, the camera doesn't do it justice. I mean, look at all that embossing that is on there. So pretty. Yeah, it would be. It would be. I don't usually find these in a resellable price range. Usually when I find them are at collector prices. So that's why I was really excited to find this one. So we're going to start it. Bring it here, see if anybody was interested in it. Like I said, I would just take a pair of needle nose pliers and rehook those. It's not that difficult to do. You might go cross-eyed trying to do it, but it's not hard to do. All righty. Like I said, if you change your mind on anything or want to think about it, those will be in the buy it now. All righty. And also, I found, where did I put it? I think this was across, not directly across from Beth. It wasn't in Shelly's booth, but it was over in that area. Look at this little child's hanky. How cute is that? With a little bear fishing. You know how I think this would be really, really cute is framed with a picture of a child with their grandfather or their father fishing. I think that would be adorable. It's in really good shape. Usually when I find these, they're more like circusy kind of, but this one I just thought the subject matter spoke to me. I love to fish. I used to fish all the time with my dad. I'd come home from working my job before I'd go to night school, and my dad and I would hook the boat up and we'd go out and we'd go fish. And it's some of my best memories. So I would start that and see if anybody else was interested in one like that. It's just adorable. And like I said, these are great framed, and make a little collage type thing with those. Alrighty. And then I also found, and I put it in its own little box because I didn't want it getting smushed before I could show it. I think this was a dovetail. I found this gorgeous tortoise shell celluloid mantilla. Is that how you say it? Little hair comb. I know, Beth. And it's beautiful. It's got all its little stones in it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Again, another thing that would look really pretty on one of those mirrored trays alongside your vanity. Right? I know. So we're going to bring that. I'm going to start that. And I do typically when I'm bringing things to VAMP, I am bringing them below what the other online marketplaces are offering it, just to give you an idea. Those get quite spendy depending on how ornate they are. And I was always surprised at how expensive those hair barrettes and things like that go for. I would have never dreamed that they were that that high. So next up, let's see which one. This one. Make sure I'm grabbing the right baggie. That one. All right. I found a whole bunch of these spun heads, and then I walked away from contemplating them. Well, Beth called me over, and then I comped them. So, yes. At first, I thought they were homemade. They are not. I believe Grant was the maker on these. And they came in, I want to say, it was either a set of 6 or 8. So, yeah, I said, oh, those are worth picking up. And then I got a deal because I picked them all up. So they are these little spun head yarn pixie elves. So what I decided to do was pair up in twos, a red and a green. So I thought I would bring them here first. And what these were like package toppers. Can you believe getting one of these on your package? So they're in really good condition. They have a chenille stem that runs through the yarn. that holds their head to the body. So I thought I would bring them here if anybody is interested. These are very hard to find, but they're absolutely adorable. Right? Isn't that cute? So I do have, like I said, I have 2 sets of them that I thought I would bring here. So I'll move these to the buy it now. Think about it, marinate on it. Let me know what you think of those. And then next up, I'm not sure. I notice sometimes when I put my listing in, sometimes even though I go into the listing and I see the main photo, when I go in to pull it into a sale, it's a different photo. So I'm not quite sure. I thought I fixed them all before I started, but I think this one you may be seeing the back cover. So, any rate, this is a little book from American Greetings called The Loser's Handbook. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And it's kind of weird because you'll go in and edit and then save it. I don't move anything and it fixes it. So I think there's a little bug there. But this book is for the people who find themselves with a whole bunch of time on their hands and nothing to do, like me, when you're not around. It is hilarious. So, fun things to do. Read the obituaries. See how many times you can flush the toilet in a 10-minute period. Sounds like when my kids were little. Trace your hand with a pencil. Hum. Open the screen door and see how far you can run before it slams. Who remembers getting yelled at by their granny every time they slam the screen door? Blow up a paper bag. Look how cute. You know, my granny did too. And then she'd have conversation about, oh, Sally over there, or Joe over there. And I'm like, I hope I never get to that point. But you know we will. Highlight of our days to see who died. So I thought this was funny. It was like, get down on all fours and look at your carpet real close. And yeah, I don't want to do that. I have pets. I don't want to do that. Write down your life story in 25 words or less. I don't know how I could do that. All the countries, cities, states I've lived in would be more than 25. Go through your waste paper basket. Yeah, I would go through whenever one of my daughters was throwing stuff out of her room. I had to go through it because I would find gold jewelry in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Check your pulse. Fidget. Take off all your clothes and look over your shoulder in the mirror. Yeah, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. So I thought it was a funny book. The last thing it says, if you still need something to do, you can sit there and think about me sitting here missing you. Super cute. It's in really good condition. So I thought I would bring it. It's a great gag gift. Yeah, I was just like, no, I won't see that. I thought it was so funny. It was cute. Alrighty. Then I also have, I found this little strawberry shortcakes cooking fun. Super cute little book if you are a collector of strawberry shortcake. They nobody signed it. It says, "This is my book. My name is. Will you please read it to me?" Now, it does have a condition issue. I think it probably got wet at some point. But other than that little section, it's in really good shape. And y'all, I had to Marco Polo Cheryl and Beth because I was just like, who wrote these recipes? Plump Pussy Cat. You heard that. Yes. I was just like, I don't know about that. We have Whizzy Fizzers. I mean, could you read that to a child with a straight face? Cracker Witch Castle. So, look away. Clown alert. But I know people collect strawberry shortcake. So I thought it could be a fun addition in your display. Look at this flower garden sandwiches. Just the graphics in here are really cute. Look at this. So, but like I said, other than that little bit of damage, it's in really good condition. I mean, it was $1.25 originally. My Random House paperback still has its original sticker on it. But I was just like, it's super cute. Somebody might like it to put with their little display. Why are you saying no, Beth? What are you saying no to? All right. Let's see. Where did I put this? We need one last question. Let's go. Oh, yeah. I'm like, who did that? History. What color was the sky in ancient Greece? What color was the sky in ancient Greece? Anybody got a guess? Negative. Bronze. There is no word for blue in ancient Greek. The nearest words, glakos, karanos, are more like expressions of the relative intensity of light and darkness than attempts to describe the color. The ancient Greek poet Homer mentions only 4 actual colors in the whole of the Iliad and the Odyssey, roughly translated as black, white, greenish yellow, applied to honey, sap, and blood, and purpley red. When Homer calls the sky bronze, he means that it is dazzling bright like a sheen of a shield rather than bronze colored. In similar spirit, he regarded wine, the sea, and sheep as all being the same color, purpley red. When have you seen a purpley red sheep? Aristotle identified 7 shades of color, all of which he thought derived from black and white. But these were really grades of brightness, not color. In the wake of Darwin, the theory was advanced that the early Greeks' retinas had not evolved the ability to perceive colors. I wonder if that's like colorblind. But now it's thought they grouped objects in terms of qualities other than color, so that a word which seems to indicate yellow or green light really meant fluid, fresh, and living. and so was appropriately used to describe blood, the human sap. Okay. This little thing is quite interesting. Quite interesting. I like little tidbits of knowledge because that's about as much as I can handle. All right. Next up, Beth found these for me. So I don't know. Did I have to give her a finder's fee? I love Halloween postcards. And they're so hard to find. This is the first time I've actually found them in a store at a reasonable price. I mean, we can all go find them online, right? So, for today only, I am bringing them because they're going to go back in the vault if nobody's interested until it's time for Halloween. It's a little late in the season, I know, but I thought I would bring them just in case. Yes, you did. You found Cheryl one too. So, first one we have is this couple and a pumpkin, because that makes sense, with a black cat looking on, the owl. Happy Halloween. And this one is postmarked, I believe it's 1909. And is in really, really good condition. I mean, there's a little bit of corner wear, but other than that, there's no rips, tears, stains to it. It will come in a hard sleeve. And yes, we all know Halloween cards are pricey because they're some of the hardest ones to find. So, like I said, I thought I would bring them in case anybody was interested here first. I know it's a big gulp, but these go for even more. So always be on the lookout and make sure that you're getting the originals, not the reproductions. One of the ways you can find is the embossment. The reproductions are not going to be embossed. Reproductions aren't going to have the gold outline on all of these. And reproductions aren't going to be postmarked, clearly. I know. I mean, there are a few different variations of this one. I think there's one where there's like a haunted house kind of in the background. I'd love to find that one. So, thought I would bring them. You never know. Give y'all first dibs on them. Otherwise, like I said, because it is so late in the season, and I know, holidays sell year round, but let's be honest, Halloween sells best the closer to Halloween. Let's be honest. So, I just thought I'll hang on to them and put them up for next year. The next one I found was this one. Look at this one. She looks quite pleasant, right? So you have the black cat sitting on her shoulder and the owl on the other shoulder. Look at those eyes. Look at her expression. The bat in the background. My bat has not been back. We have the moon. The colors are so good on this one. Again, the way you can tell the difference is reproductions will not have the gold border. and they will not be embossed. Now, this one is not stamped, but someone wrote 09. I still believe it is of the same age, but this one is it's in excellent condition, as you can tell. No stains, no rips. Nearly perfect condition. So we'll start that one. Whoops. There we go. So yeah, I was so surprised. I know. If you think about it later, you can always reach out to me. I may put them in the bite now. I'm not kind of on the fence about doing it, but they're so good. If you love vintage Halloween, they're amazing. I couldn't believe it, because how many times do you go to the antique mall and you'll find like booths that have postcards, and they'll have them divided up by holidays. You're always flipping through. Halloween is always empty. It is always empty. So when Beth found those, like, I was over here looking at the Sabino glass going, "Ooh, look at this glass." And Beth's like, hello, Halloween puts what? I just scurry over there. And at a good price that I was just like, holy moly. So we all dug through all the postcards, because they were boxes. It was just kind of all over the place in the back room. I was really surprised, because I was just like, I would have had these in a display cabinet with that Sabino glass, which, by the way, in this next video that I have coming up, where we find all this stuff, I'm over there looking at that Sabino glass, and Beth's like, "Oh yeah, we see that stuff all the time at our auction." I'm like, I collect that. Hello. But it was one of the largest collections I've ever seen of Sabino glass. I just think it's gorgeous. Like, I'll show you one piece. So this one is probably my favorite piece of the two nymphs. I just think it's gorgeous. But I also have like the little small figurals. Typically, they're fish or birds. Here. And you can always tell the Sabino glass by the opalescence in the center, and then it'll go out to the clear. They're very obvious once you find them. So you'll find the birds and you'll find the fish. But there are other shapes. I think there's a Cupid that I've been on the hunt for. I mean, I can go on eBay, yeah, and get, but the thrill is finding them, out in the wild. So anyway, so that's what I have for you today. I think next week, let's see, it'll probably be stuff I found at Round Top and the Texas Art Asylum. We found some cool stuff. So, like I said, my goal is to bring them here first. Give y'all all first dibs on them. We found some really good stuff. So with that, let's all keep Cheryl in our prayers. I know she has been absolutely miserable. Really, really hoping they get her in, take those wisdom teeth out. So with that, I will see you on the other VAMP sales. My next Texas Day 2 video comes out Friday. I was editing. I had like over 40 clips. How crazy is that? I am trying my best to film as I go out now, not just, hauls. I'm very self-conscious about filming, so I'm trying to get a little bit better. I would like to get those spy glasses so then people don't know I'm filming. Just saying. But alrighty, with that, give yourself grace, give others grace, because as I always say, you have no idea what people are going through, and a little smile and a kind word can go a very, very long way, no matter how you feel about that person. Okay, guys? Talk to y'all later. Bye.